Hello everybody and welcome back to Better Minecraft. You'll have to forgive me if I sound a little bit off. I am a little bit sick. And so I'm going to sound like a little bit off. I'm going to have to be taking more breaks than usual, but this video is a little bit heartbreaking at the same time. So I think the cracking voice helps a little bit. I'm going to stop recording in this world. Yeah, sorry dude. I want to take a few minutes to go through everything I have done in the world and go through all the reasoning as to why I'm dropping this as a world that I'm recording in. I think I should probably start with this as the why. I have little to no inspiration left in this world. Typically, when you lose inspiration in a project, you find yourself not wanting to play in it anymore. It's the same reason most what people call forever worlds end up getting just ditched like 3 weeks in. I paced myself on this world. This world I think is, hold on, give me a second. I can pull up my first video. Yep, over a year ago. Let's see. Go to the actual description. When was this posted? October 6th, 2023. So this is almost 2 years old. It's like a year and a few months. So I've had this world for over a year. And the thing is this mod pack is already updated to a whole new version. Yet I've been kind of grinning and bearing it to try and continue going with this version. I have found a mod pack I want to play with that does not have seasons, that is focused on farming like how I want it to be and stuff like that. I have been fiddling with it to make sure my PC can handle it completely and making sure I kind of have an idea as to what I want to do for the mod pack. You know, pre-planning how I want the series to look, how I want the series to act. Something I did a bit more back when I was starting this series, and you see how big and long this world lasted. Can I sleep? Do you have to point the crossbow at me? What did I do? I made you. I'm your creator. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to release all the villagers as we're walking around. I'm probably going to lure all of those villagers into this actual city part so that they can actually find... What? I have quite a few questions. Okay. Whatever. But I'm going to start releasing the villagers and kind of letting them just fill up the houses and stuff like that. I think since we're going to start releasing villagers down here, let's start up here at the mega base where I was just kind of chilling for a while. The whole theme around this base in general was basically the classic representation of a city, or a fantasy-based city, where there's a witch, like, living in the forest that people can come to get their wishes granted, things of that nature. So that was the theme around all of this. This house, I actually built it way, way too big. I don't come here all that often. So, yeah, you'll see random... Oh. Yeah, that happens frequently. But, I actually built this way too massive. I only come up here during season change because I don't want it to affect the villagers down there. So this house is kind of decorated. The bottom floor is very decorated. I had the little dragons down here. I'm actually going to release you guys. There we go. So you guys can start running around. I had a super smelter down here that helped with smelting down copper and stuff like that because I was originally going to use it for some builds. Spectra, you want to run around with me? Spectra was actually the first cat. She was actually named by one of the viewers. Legless Lizard, or Lizzie. She named Spectra. And honestly, I think I'm leaving this world to you. So if chaos happens, it's on you. Fair warning. Okay. I did do a little bit of a kitchen. I used a lot of the, like, shards and stuff to kind of give an effect throughout the area. I used a lot of these glowing fireflies from Twilight Forest to kind of put lights in areas. I originally was going to fully decorate out this place to be an actual base. You can kind of see where I AFK in here. I started keeping a whole lot of these barrels and stuff in here because I was AFKing a lot of crops and such. So yeah, it's about to be fall, so let's try and finish this thing up while it's still pretty outside. And then of course there's nothing up here. Typically there's an Enderman. Yep, there he is. There's always at least one Enderman up here. How are you? Okay. This just goes up to the top of the tower, which I can fly up there later. I don't think... This is the balcony. I've started a few episodes on this balcony, actually. Zombie. I suppose we should go out back as well. Oh my gosh. That Enderman and his knack for putting dirt blocks everywhere. This is kind of the backyard. This greenhouse caused me so much pain. I had to redo that roof, I think, 2 or 3 times. Because I couldn't figure out how I wanted it to sit. So I just ended up modifying it a few times. I actually stayed in here for a while AFKing in here. Because I wanted to... You can tell I haven't been in here in a minute because those dirt blocks are there. And grass is on them. But, I couldn't figure out how I want to do the interior of this. I honestly think the roof is way too high. I should have not done this. I should have done this at like the bottom 2 levels and then curved it off a little bit more towards the top. Because of how tall this building is in general. This was originally supposed to be a bridge going off back here. And then this was supposed to be kind of like a life tree. Where it was going to have portals to all the different dimensions. Back here, I was originally going to put like another portal into the Twilight Forest back here. And on that note, we should probably... Oh, okay. Whoop. We're going to come up this way to the other village I was eventually going to work on. But with how old the series was getting, I decided against it. This is our Twilight Forest portal. The Waystone. And there's actually a few iron golems up here because... Oh! Oof. Bark. Hi. This is actually where we had a few villagers. I was originally going to breed them up and then make this entirely new village. I was going to kind of go with steampunk style. But I decided against it after a while. Especially since I had gotten so far with this area down here that I decided against it. You know what? We're just going to walk. We're going to walk into the city. Because this is originally where the path was going to be. I was going to refine this. And actually make this the path. Where the frick did Spectre go? I was originally going to clean off, like, clog that up. And make this an actual walkable path. I was going to make this kind of the focal point, like the kind of the really only the area you would see the witch's area. You can see the tower up there. That took me a few goes. This is actually the first time I've stuck a roof on the tower. I don't typically do roofed towers because I find them a little bit difficult to do. But I wanted to try my hand at it for that one. You can see my other more classic towers across here. They're a little bit easier to mass produce, as I have them a little bit of everywhere. Out here, I had plans to put another farm that helped develop food for inside the walls. Hey everybody, I do have a little thing popping up on the screen that tells you why the footage was looking so weird. The untrimmed footage, unsped up, was about 51 minutes, and after trimming off the like little part at the beginning, little part at the end, you know, when you were starting up the recording and everything else like that, it still ended up being like 49 minutes and something seconds. So I decided against keeping in every piece of everything. So I am just currently walking through the world. I'm showing off the forager's hut that I put in front of the old nether portal, where my original house was on the screen currently. I decided to go over and just voice over all of this and kind of give a bit more of a reason as to why I'm ending the series in such a state. No, this world is not finished. I bit off a lot more than I could chew with this one. I originally planned on the Better Minecraft thing being a series, like each season being another version of the mod pack, and I picked up way too big of a project here. This would have been a great project for base Minecraft, where the updates are a little bit slower, where you can actually buckle down and work on projects like this long term. But due to this supposedly supposed to be a season of it, I definitely did way too much. It's time for me to move on to season 2, but I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I have another mod pack. It's a farming-based mod pack. It was actually built by another content creator. And, oh, here we go. I'm freeing the villagers. I did say I was going to do that. All the villagers do end up being freed at the end of this, except for the ones that were next to the, like, icy village where I was going to end up doing, like, the steampunk thing. I didn't end up freeing those. But whenever I end off a Minecraft world, I see the world continuing past me being there. So I've basically given this village a framework, and in my head, in my lore, they continue building without me. I've given them a framework, they know what's going on, they know how everything's working, so they can continue building. Right now we're getting to the docks. I do believe we stop and go see Craig. Yep, there we go. Craig was a little kiwi bird. Somebody actually commented that I needed to go pick him up, so I did. He ended up becoming a ship captain, and now he's just kind of... He's on the ship, still producing and bringing stuff in for everybody. I was looking at the crane for a minute. I had full intentions of decorating that dock a little bit more than I did, but I ended up getting so caught up in the winds of it being such a big project that, yeah, you're kind of seeing the scale of the project then. But I never got around to doing the small details, which is something I love doing. And I think that's the reason I kind of fell out of love with this project in this season. It's just I couldn't focus on the small details anymore because I was picking up such big projects and taking in way too much stuff. So instead, I've decided to cut this season off here. Season 2, I'll take a little bit of a break. Like I said, the other mod pack is going to be my little break before I start up the next version. Oh, this is when Spectre starts to hurt themselves on the, Spectre starts to hurt themselves on the berry bushes that are out there. So I end up making potions and stuff to help her out. But essentially, this is just the end of the season. The series will be making a comeback at some point with me just, starting up another season. It's going to be the next version of Better Minecraft. I don't think that version has Vinery or anything else like that. But I'm going to be planning out that series. The theme I want to do, all that. I can tell you the series coming after this, the farming thing, I am literally just going to be building up a farm. It's going to be a farmhouse with crop farms. Oh, that I was showing off a redstone machine right there. That was basically just an incinerator. But I already have some stuff pre-planned for the next series. And I wanted to go ahead and move on that and just kind of get a break from all of this so that I don't put any like half-felt videos out anymore. All of my videos, like from around about, I want to say 75 and up, I was not fully into this world anymore. I was out of it. Didn't really want anything more to do with it. Oh, there's the new area. I still, to this day, do love how this area looks. I will definitely come back to this theme at some point, the very beachy, overgrown look that's on the water. I will definitely come back to that theme at some point, but just ended up starting it at the wrong point during this. This is when I come back and pick up Spectra, Leo, and Shadow. The Oh, that's right, because the felines get stuck right there. This is where I'm describing my theory about the apple trees just being ancient oak trees but younger. I really did love the apple trees in this series. They are kind of a little bit of everywhere along with the ancient oak. But yeah, I kind of just show off everything. I'm gonna let later me do more of the talking, because she'll come back on here in a second and do the ender for the video for you guys. But if you want the full unfiltered version of this, like I put a little comment in earlier, I will upload the full unfiltered version if you want it, where I was talking about everything in the moment. Now, I'm looking back at it and I'm a little bit upset because at this point, I've already, sadly, I think I went in and got my last screenshot like 2 hours ago or so and said my final goodbyes to the world and deleted it. So I'm a little bit emotional now. I think I describe it a bit better in this actual episode itself, everything that's going on. But I will let later me do, well, technically earlier me, but later in the video me finish up this episode. You guys, I'm leaving you here. All of you are in charge. You get along? Okay. You guys are in charge. I'm leaving this world in y'all's hands. Okay, and then of course this is where my enchanting setup came to stay. And then my waystone. Originally was going to build a library of some sort and put my enchanting table and the enchanting basin in there and actually make an area for all of that. But I ended up not doing it. And this is the OG starter place. Now, kind of ignore this in the background. This was a project I was going to work on, but I ended up abandoning it not long after I got started with it because I didn't like how it was turning out. I was originally going to build a church-like building here with a like organic behind it. But I ended up just abandoning the project shortly after getting the project up, or at least getting the project started, because I didn't like the block palette that I had chosen. I said I was going to come back to it eventually. Never actually ended up coming back to it. And then, of course, this was our original starter house, where it has the little door. There's even some things left in here, like a smithing table and stuff like that, that I had from whenever I started. Just random torches, random bits of food, ferns and such. My bed is still here. And then this wheat field. Eventually, when I was over here and I was going to try and start this project, I was going to expand this wheat field and have this be like the caretaker of this church. But I ended up deciding against all of that. And so little dude here just kind of got left on his own. Very sorry, sir. But yeah. That's it. I'm retiring this world. I got to full netherite. I built up a city. I did so much in this world, and this world is a little bit over a year old. To say I've lost inspiration for it is kind of an understatement, and it is a modded world, so it lasting this long was kind of shocking to me. This world is actually kind of the reason I started up that like bored forever world, because that's what this was for me originally. But it can't keep up with the times. Minecraft continues to update. Every few months or so, we get a new update, like once or twice a year, and now they've changed it to drops, and the game's going to keep updating, and I want to experience those updates, so I've decided that if I'm going to have a world like this that's kind of where I'm going to go for a while, I need to have it in base Minecraft, where I can do all these build projects and come back to other projects and stuff like that and kind of bounce around and do the big projects I want to do. I need to go back to base Minecraft to do it, as much as I love modded. So that's it. That is the world and its closing statement. I hope you guys enjoyed the 80 episodes of the series, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.